Hey everyone, how y'all doing? My name's Deborah, and I'm here to give you my review of episode 16 and 17 of The Prime Minister Night, or The Prime Minister's Dating. Oh my goodness, it has finally come to an end, and this was one drama that I actually really liked. But yeah, let's get to what I actually felt about the ending. First of all, let's talk about Kwon Yu. I loved how Kwon Yu gradually, he never let go of Dajong. He was always fighting for Dajong. Even though she said she didn't want to come back to him, I like how he never bought her story, and he was still making efforts to be with her right from the beginning till the ending, until he finally allowed her to go when she decided to go on her trip, which I will come back to. But yeah, that I love the Prime Minister for that. He was a difference, a breath of fresh air in K-drama characters for not letting her go. He kind of reminded me of Ju Jung Won, and it kind of had a similar ending to Master Son in that he let her go at the end on this nonsense trip. I'm sorry, the trip just annoys me, but we'll get to that. On this annoying trip, and then when she finally comes back, but Master's Son, at least the ending had a kiss. Okay, I'm just going all over. So yeah, he let her go, and finally she came back, and they had this arranged meeting, and then they met. So it's kind of like Master's Son in the ending, and how everything ended. But yeah, I loved how he did that, and I love how he was realistic about his relationship with Junki. When Junki asked him if they can be friends again, he was like, it's gonna take time, but probably as time goes on, we can go back to how we were before, but not just immediately, which actually made sense, because if they just become best friends overnight, I'd be like, what the heck? Next, let's move to Inho. I love how Inho and Secretary So were able to like slap. Okay, actually, they didn't slap sense into her because she still didn't listen. But how they talked to Dajong, like Inho told her, "Dude, I know you love the Prime Minister. Stop deceiving yourself." I love how when Secretary So took her to the staircase area, she told her about how her decision isn't really helping the children. It's not really helping them, and she didn't make a wise decision by deciding to let the Prime Minister know about Na Young and all that. I'm like, yes, someone needs to talk some sense into this woman. She is beginning to get on my nerves. I'm sorry, I love you, Dajong, but towards the ending, it kind of got on my nerves a little bit. But yeah, next, let's move to Junki. Oh my goodness, I love how Junki, when he spoke to Secretary So in his office and he told her how he wishes her well, he sees that she's greater than working for him or just the Prime Minister. He sees her, he envisions her doing great things, and when he was talking to her at that moment, I could feel it, that he was finally letting go of whatever feelings he had for her, and he decided to turn on a new leaf. So that was really good. That scene was really symbolic, and I love how he finally listened to the Prime Minister when the Prime Minister gave him the best advice he can ever get, to go back to his wife so he doesn't turn out like the Prime Minister. He actually started showing love to his wife, and they had a cute little girl at the ending. So that was really cute. I love that. Now, last week, remember how I wanted to give a hug to Wuri? Wuri, I want to give you another hug this week. Because Wuri, amongst everyone, with the whole mother's issue, Wuri was the most sensible of them all. I loved how when he saw his mom at the clinic, he's like, dude, you ain't my mom, etc, etc, and he told her everything to her face, let her know that if she was alive, she should have come see her children. There's no excuse for that. So I wanted to like kiss Wuri. I'm like, oh my goodness, I love you, Wuri. I always knew you were gonna end up being one of my favorite characters in this drama. So I really, really love that. And I love how he finally decided to forgive, because in as much as I still don't pity Na-young, I feel no atom of pity for Na-young, but I still forgive her because, well, we're meant to forgive and forget, and it's easy to let go of things instead of holding all the hate in your heart. So Na-young, in as much as I don't pity you, I forgive you. And I am sure, like, I felt for Wuri because when he had his brother and sister talking about his mom, that was when he decided he wanted to, okay, give her a chance. And you could see how he actually loved his mom when he met her, but she was just getting on my nerves, trying to get back with the prime minister. Like, what the heck? How greedy can you be? You left your kids and then now you want to come back and be his wife? Who do you think you are? Oh, she just gets on my last nerves. But yeah, I've forgiven you. But that doesn't mean I have forgotten, but I've forgiven. So yeah, that was really interesting. I really didn't like the fact that she was trying to get back with him, but I'm glad she was slapped back to her senses and she realized that she was being too greedy. But something that I felt was rushed in the ending was Suho coming back to life. I feel that was just rushed. If they had given us clues, maybe his hand was moving, his eyes were flickering in the previous episodes, and then he suddenly opens his eye in this episode, then it will be awesome. It will be good. It will be something that has been built up. But for him to just miraculously open his eyes, seriously, dudes, you should have made that a little bit, tiny bit more realistic. Don't get me wrong, I was so happy he woke up, but they should have built something to make it more believable. Now, the part that got me all sad, even though there was a part that he annoyed me, that's the dad when he was mad at Daejong on the whole contract marriage thing and talking to her, because I knew that would make her not go back to you. But I understand where he was coming from. It's not easy to find out that the child you thought was happily married is actually in a contract marriage. So I totally understand how he was mad at her. And it just saddened me when he died. But I was happy he died with the whole Alzheimer's stuff, because not that he died with Alzheimer's. Okay, let me explain what I mean so you don't think I'm like this mean person. What I mean is, I'm happy that he couldn't remember that his daughter had hurt him. Instead, he remembered just the good memories with her when he left. So he left peacefully. So yeah, I loved that, even though it was really sad. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is so sad, and I cried for him because he's just so sweet. I loved that he's like the best person ever. So yeah, that was really something. I liked how the children also tried to go get Daejong back. But another thing that I absolutely hated this week was Daejong's trip. I just don't get the point of that. Yes, I understand that she felt she had to leave him because her dad didn't support them being together, but it just doesn't make sense to me right now. Maybe because I'm still all caught up in not being happy with her for leaving him. But yeah, and then she left, and then she wrote a book, and then she came back. What, can't you write a book in South Korea? Go to Jeju. You don't need to leave the country. And how they just ended it with her coming to give him a handshake, I loved it, don't get me wrong, but they shouldn't have ended it there. I felt they should have continued and at least showed us how the children, what happened to the children. Were they just happy? Ajuma disappeared, didn't ask no questions. What were the answers that were given to them? And how did she come back to the children's life again? Did they just explain that maybe Ajuma is trying to take care of herself because her dad died and come back to her senses, so she traveled somewhere and then she came back? Give us something. Don't just bring her back and we have a handshake and that is it. Like, seriously, what the heck? But it was good how the handshake signified them started over. I liked that, but they shouldn't have stopped there. I felt they should have gone ahead to show us her meeting the kids, like her and Manse, or her and the children. What happened? Were the children just okay with her being alone? I don't know. That just gets to me. So I felt they should have added that. But yeah. Yeah, I also loved how in the end it was the dad that finally brought her back to the prime minister when she read the dad's book and she saw that the dad just wanted her to be happy with him. So I really loved that, but I felt they should have removed some of the flashback scenes and then put the future of, like, after her giving the handshake to Kwon Yu and what happened after that, how she met the kids, etc, etc, instead of it, because this episode was mainly about Nayoung. That's what I felt, and I feel it's not fair. Nayoung shouldn't have been given so much screen time like she was given. It's like, what the heck? But yeah, I loved this. But yeah, I loved The Prime Minister and I. It was definitely one of my favorites, and Yuna's acting has improved so much, so kudos to her. Kudos to all the staff. Writer, next time please give us a better ending. It was a good ending, but not good enough for me. I felt you could have done so much more with it, but you didn't. But yeah, I still loved it, and I'd like to know what you thought. Did you like the ending, just the handshake, or did you want them to kiss? Did you want them to hug like Master Son they kissed? What did you actually want? What did you think? So tell me what you thought in the comments down below. Don't forget to give this video a like. Don't forget to share, subscribe, and keep being the awesome, beautiful people you are. And I'm gonna be giving my reviews now on time because I'm done with my exam. Yay! And I'm gonna be doing a lot of other stuff, but you all should watch out for that. And my skits are gonna be made sometime soon, so watch out for that too. And from me to y'all, I've got nothing but love for y'all. Peace. Yeah, I also loved how in the end it was the dad that finally brought her back to the Prime Minister when she read the dad's book and she saw that the dad just wanted her to be happy with him. So I really loved that, but I felt they should have removed some of the flashback scenes and then put the future of like after her giving the handshake to Kwon Yu and what happened after that, how she met the kids, etc, etc, instead of it, because this episode was mainly about Nayoung. That's what I felt, and I feel it's not fair. Nayoung shouldn't have been given so much screen time like she was given. It's like, what the heck? But yeah, I loved The Prime Minister and I. It was definitely one of my favorites, and Yuna's acting has improved so much, so kudos to her. Kudos to all the staff. Writer, next time please give us a better ending. It was a good ending, but not good enough for me. I felt you could have done so much more with it, but you didn't. But yeah, I still loved it, and I'd like to know what you thought. Did you like the ending, just the handshake, or did you want them to kiss? Did you want them to hug like Master Son they kissed? What did you actually want? What did you think? So tell me what you thought in the comments down below. Don't forget to give this video a like. Don't forget to share, subscribe, and keep being the awesome, beautiful people you are. And I'm gonna be giving my reviews now on time because I'm done with my exam. Yay! And I'm gonna be doing a lot of other stuff, but you all should watch out for that. And my skits are gonna be made sometime soon, so watch out for that too. And from me to y'all, I've got nothing but love for y'all. Peace.
Come on, I guess I'm just a misfit, huh? Yeah. Am I coming right now? Huh? No?